Hey guys, welcome back to a new video and to my 2021 favorites. So this video will be all about my favorite products. We will do some mini reviews, we will do some swatches, and I will let you know all the products that I fell in love with in 2021 and products I still use today. So this will be my must-have holy grails, products that you need to get yourself. So if you are enjoying this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and also if you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed, why don't you hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and put on your post notifications so you will not miss a future upload. If you want to know the products that I'm obsessing over at the moment and products that I cannot live without, then please keep watching. So I will try to make this as smooth as possible and go through each category the way I would apply them to my face. So up first we have primers, and you guys know I couldn't just pick one primer, so I actually have 3 primers that I want to talk about. So the first primer that I cannot live without is the Dior Backstage Glow primer, and this was pretty much the only thing I used throughout the whole summer. I love how much glow this gives me. So as you can see, it is very liquidy and it just gives you that beautiful glow. So I really recommend you to check out this product for spring and summer. You can also use this product as a liquid highlighter. You can mix it in with your foundation if you want a little bit more glow to your foundation as well. I usually use this underneath my makeup, and when I apply my foundation, it just gives me a beautiful luminous skin, and throughout the day it looks beautiful as well. So next up we have the strobe cream from MAC. This I have been loving since 2017, and I had to include it here because I've used it so much through the year of 2021. So this is kind of a hybrid, so you can actually use this by yourself on the days where you don't want to wear makeup and you want a little bit more glow going on. This will also work as a beautiful primer, so if you have a full coverage foundation, you can definitely mix this in with your foundation as well. That will make it a little bit more sheer and also give you a beautiful glow. I love how this wears underneath my foundation, and as you can see, this is a little bit more like a moisturizer. My favorite shade in this is the Gold Light, and this will actually moisturize your skin as well, so you can skip your moisturizer the days you are using this, or if you are dry, definitely be sure to mix this in with your foundation or use it underneath, because this will make your skin so fresh and moisturized. So the strobe cream from MAC is something I always will have in my collection. As you can see, it has a beautiful like gold sheen to it, and it just leaves my skin so moisturized, so plump, and so beautiful. And last up we have my new favorite primer, which is the Guerlain Meteoris base, and this primer is just stunning. I am wearing it today. It will not add a ton of glow immediately to your face. This is such a beautiful primer, so this will definitely take away your dull skin and it will moisturize, and after a couple of hours your makeup will look so good. I am wearing it today. This is pretty much my go-to primer at the moment. I know it is a little bit more expensive compared to the other ones that I talked about, but it is so worth the price. You need to try this out. Really impressed by this primer, and this has been the only thing I've used throughout December and also January so far, and I love this one. When it comes to foundations, I have 3 foundations that I needed to talk about, just because these have been pretty much my go-to foundations for the whole year of 2021. I absolutely love every single one of these. So the first foundation that really stole my heart this year is the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. It is the best foundation I've tried in 2021, and I was so impressed by this. This gives you a medium to full coverage. It will even out texture, it will even out pores, your skin will look smooth and flawless. I feel like it has a matte finish, but throughout the day you can get a little bit of a luminous sheen, but this will not break up and it will not make you oily. Such a beautiful foundation for the price. Next up, I had to mention the Armani Luminous Silk, just because this has been a go-to for me. This is my favorite high-end foundation. Absolutely love it. It leaves your skin glowy, luminous, without making you look oily. Definitely a great foundation to try out. If you have very oily skin, I'm not sure if you will love it, but if you have dry or normal skin, this will easily become your favorite as well. So this, I would say, has a medium coverage. You can build it up, but I don't feel like it is a high coverage foundation. This is such a stunning foundation, perfectly if you have dry skin, and I just had to mention it this year as well because it is my favorite. And last but not least, we have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. This is such a beautiful formula. So if you have tried the Photo Focus, you will probably love this one as well. Even if it's cold dewy, it will not make your skin look dewy. I feel like it dries down matte with a luminous finish. When I first got this, I thought this would be like a glowy, beautiful foundation, but it actually turned out to be a little bit more on the matte side. So if you are very dry, I'm not sure if you will love it. It is a very affordable foundation. It has medium coverage. I feel like this you can build up and it will give you a little bit more coverage than the Armani Luminous Silk, just because it dries down a little bit more matte. And I also used it today and it looks beautiful. As you can see, you don't see any redness peeking through, and I also have some spots right here that is still covered up pretty good, I would say. So definitely a foundation to check out. It has been one of my go-to for the year of 2021 and I still love it. So the concealers that I have been loving throughout 2021 are actually these two, and these stood out to me. I was so impressed with the Dior Skin Correct Concealer. So this has a very large doe foot applicator that I really love. So this is a 24-hour wear full coverage concealer, and I am obsessed with this just because it is so lightweight. It covers up everything, as you can see. So if you have been loving the Shape Tape but you want something that is a little bit more hydrating and doesn't feel as heavy, I would definitely recommend to check out this concealer. It is such a great one. So when this dries down, you don't have to set it because it is so lightweight and it dries down very quickly and it has that full coverage. I just love this concealer so much. I fell in love with it the first time I tried it out. I've used it every single day since then. Then I also wanted to mention the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer just because this also has been a go-to for me. So as you can see, I've used a lot of this concealer. This is a little bit thicker in consistency, but this also covers up everything. I love to use this to carve up my brows and also on my lids for prepping my lids before eyeshadow. It has a little bit of a tacky consistency as well. So this is a concealer worth checking out if you want full coverage, full glam. This also looks very beautiful under your eyes. It will make your pores appear smaller, in my opinion. And it also covers up everything. It sets beautifully. Definitely one of the concealers I have top drawer. Really enjoy this concealer as well. So this year I actually discovered a new setting powder. I'm still loving my Sensei translucent powder, but I feel like this is a little bit better. So this is the Hourglass Whale Translucent Powder. I also really love the packaging right here because it will not spill everywhere. And the reason why I wanted to mention it is because it also gives your skin a little bit of a glow. It will not make you complete matte. I am using this powder today, and as you can see, it has erased all my pores around my T-zone and nose area. It just looks stunning. This powder is so finely milled. It feels like silk when you apply it. It sets your face beautifully. It will not make your skin break up, and it is just a stunning powder. Then I have two face powders that I had to mention. The first one is the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. So I have been loving this to set my under eyes and brighten them up a little bit. Also to set my chin area because this gives you a beautiful coverage. It also lightens up the skin a little bit and it makes your face appear flawless. Like, this is magic for me. It is so affordable as well, and I was so impressed the first time I tried it out just because how beautiful it is. So I wouldn't recommend to apply this all over your face just because it has a little bit of a pigment to it. So this powder feels like butter. It is so soft and it smooths out everything and your skin will look flawless. Then I also had to mention the Armani Fusion Powder, and this is also a powder that I fell in love with in 2021. So this powder is a very lightweight powder. As you can see, it will not give you a lot of coverage. This powder is perfect if you want to set your makeup and also have a little bit of luminosity. Because this is a very lightweight powder, it will not cover up anything, but it sets everything beautiful. It is great for touch-up. So this is a powder that I would recommend to anyone that has a little bit of a dry skin because it will not make your skin look matte and flat. It will give you a luminous finish, and I absolutely love this powder. So next up we have bronzers, and the first one I wanted to mention is a cream bronzer from Chanel. So this is their Less Beige Healthy Glow bronzer. So I am using this today as well underneath my contour and underneath my bronzer, and this just gives you a healthy looking glow. So this bronzer is not very pigmented and it has a very warm undertone, so it will definitely look beautiful if you are more of a natural makeup girl that just want a little bit of bronze going on. So this bronzer will make your skin look very healthy and it blends so well into the skin. I also have it here in my forehead. So as you can see, it is not over the top pigmented. It just looks very natural and it looks like you have been out in the sun, which is something I really love about this one. So for powder bronzer, I had to mention the NARS Laguna bronzer. So this has been a bronzer that has been in my collection for so many years. I have bought multiples of these because I love it so much. I feel like this is one of NARS best-selling product. I feel like everybody has heard about this shade. So here you can see the color swatched, and I really love this color because it is not too orange, it is not too warm. It has that perfect undertone that I really love in a bronzer. I am also wearing this today and I feel like it is just a stunning color. Really recommend you to check out the Laguna bronzer from NARS if you haven't. I also had to mention this palette. You probably knew that this was coming, but this is the Scott Bourne Sculpting and Contour palette. I absolutely love it for contouring, for sculpting, for bronzing. This palette comes with 8 different shades and they all have different undertones. I especially love Sculpt and Frame. So these are like my most used colors from the palette, and as you can see, this is a pigmented palette, so you have to be very careful when you apply these because you can easily add too much. I also love this hashtag shade, and I apply it as a base before I apply my blush, and that will really make your blush stand out and look more intense as well. So I feel like this is a multi-use palette that everybody can enjoy. You get so many different shades in here, and since I'm using a bunch of different shades every single time I use this palette, I feel like I get my money worth because I will not just dip into one shade and I will hit pan on that and the rest will just lay around. So this palette is not only very pigmented, they are also very creamy, easy to blend out. So this will last you a very long time. Really recommend you to check this out. So the first highlighter that I fell in love with in 2021 are from Jeffree Star, and this is the Supreme Frost in the shade Wet Dream. If you want a very beaming, very pigmented highlighter, this is the one to choose. Like, just look at that stunning glow. So this is not for those who just want a little bit of a subtle highlight. This is like beam, bang, it's there, you can see it from the moon. So if you have tried any of Jeffree Star's formula, you know they're there, they're beautiful. This is just such a stunning highlighter, so I had to mention it. So next up, I also had to mention the Dior Backstage Face Glow palette. This has been my favorite highlighter palette for 2021. I also used it today. I used this gold shade. So this comes with 4 different shades, and I use all of them actually. So I used these 2 for highlighters. I use this to top my contour on the days where I really want a glowy skin. I also use this as a blush topper. So this is such a pigmented and beautiful palette as well. As you can see, these are very buttery. They're not powdery at all. These glide onto your skin so beautifully, and it is just totally worth your money. And these are not powdery at all, so they will not emphasize any pores or texture that you have. These just glide onto your skin like butter, and definitely worth checking out. This is by far my favorite highlighter palette I've ever tried. So this is 10 of 10. Dior did a great job with this one. For blush, I have 3 beautiful, stunning blushes that I have been loving. So the first one is from Kaya Cosmetic, and this is in the shade Peach Sorbet. So this is a baked blush, and it is not that pigmented, so you actually have to build it up a little bit. So this is not a matte blush. It has some gold reflux in it, and it also has this beautiful fresh peach shade. So I would definitely recommend this blush for those of you that don't want a very pigmented, intense blush. I feel like this is a very sheer blush that you can build up and it will look beautiful. So if you're into matte blushes, you will not like this one, but it's not glittery, it is not sparkly, it just leaves your skin looking very natural, which I really love. Next up, we have my newest favorite, and this is the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow. This I fell in love with in December, and I have used it pretty much every single day since then. So as you can see, it looks very pink, very bright in the pan. I feel like it kind of adjusts to your skin tone as well, because as you can see, I have applied it today and it doesn't look that baby pink on me as it does in the pan. So this is just a stunning blush that I fell in love with the first time I tried it out, and I'm sure you will see this in a lot of upcoming tutorials, and this is just my top favorite blush that I've ever had in my collection. Really worth checking out. And then last but not least, I had to mention my MAC Extra Dimension blush that you guys know that I love. I love the formula of these. They glide on like butter. They don't look powdery, and it is just a stunning color. So this is in the shade Wrapped Candy, which is my favorite of them all. And as you can see, it has a little hint of purple in it, but it still also has that peachy undertone if you blend it out. I have this in multiple shades, but my favorite is by far the Wrapped Candy. If you want a blush that has a little bit of a luminous finish and you want the extra pigment, definitely go with the MAC ones. If you want something a little bit more natural looking, check out the Kaya Cosmetic one. So when it comes to eyeshadows, I have 4 palettes that I quick want to mention just because all of these has kind of been my go-tos. So the first one is the Too Faced Cinnamon Swirl palette. I'm sure you've seen this before, but this was a limited edition palette that came out before Christmas. I used this on New Year's Eve, I used it on Christmas Eve, and I pretty much have used it throughout January on and off because I just love it so much. Really enjoy the metallics in here. So these really reminds me of the Dior highlighters. They have kind of the same texture. They are not powdery, they glide on, they are very creamy and buttery. And this is just a stunning everyday palette because you get so many neutrals, but it is also the perfect glam palette because of all the metallics in here. So I love that these are very creamy, very buttery shades. You will not get fallout with this palette, and I am just obsessed with it. So next up we have the Scott Barnes palette, which is pretty similar to the Too Faced one, I would say, but these are the most creamy, most blendable eyeshadows I've ever tried. These are not giving you any fallout, not in the palette and not under your eyes. Really love the metallics in here as well. They are also very, very pigmented, and they are just blending like a dream. So here are the Too Faced ones, and here are the Scott Barnes ones. But when it comes to the matte one in the Scott Barnes Natural palette, these are like top notch. I'm not sure what he did with his formula, but I am obsessed with this. I think this is by far my favorite palette ever. I can't wait to get my hands on the more colorful one for summer. Then I also wanted to mention a Jeffree Star palette. So this is the palette I'm wearing today, and it is all matte. So if you are into matte shades, you love a good brown smoky eye, you will love this palette. I also recommend this to all makeup artists because you get a bunch of different matte tones and you can create pretty much any look with these. This is a palette that is incredible pigmented. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you're a makeup artist. You will pretty much have all the shades you need to create so many beautiful looks, especially bright looks. And my favorite color for palette is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it is the Riviera palette. As you can see, this is pretty dirty, it is pretty beaten up just because I have used it a lot. I love this for spring and summer because you get so many beautiful bold colors in here. So these are also very pigmented. As you can see, the bright shades are incredible, stunning. And with this palette, you will have a little bit of fallout, especially in the pan, because of the dry texture. These are not as buttery and creamy as the Too Faced and Scott Barnes ones, but these are definitely pigmented shades. So the metallics in here are a little bit more powdery, but as you can see, you get a ton of payout, and they will also stain your eyelids a little bit. So just keep that in mind if you want to grab this palette, that it will stain and it has a little bit of fallout. So for me, it is all about the pigmentation when it comes to the beautiful matte bold shades and also the shimmery shades. I feel like the fallout, I don't care because this is such a stunning palette. The mascara that I have been loving for 2021 is the Benefit They're Real Magnet Mascara. I feel like this mascara just gives me that perfect amount of drama, perfect amount of volume. This mascara also separates my lashes enough that they don't look clumpy, they look very natural, and I feel like this is a mascara that I don't have to wear lashes when I'm using because it adds a lot of length, a lot of volume to my lashes, and it also holds the curl all day. Benefit has some great mascara. It is probably one of my favorite brands when it comes to mascaras. So I also love the Roller Lash and also the Big Gal Bang, but I had to give it to Their Real Magnet this year just because of how it makes my lashes look. And speaking about Benefit, I have their brow products that I have been loving. So the first one is the Pomade Brow Pomade. So I have this in the shade Neutral Blonde, and it has been my go-to. Use it on a daily. I am wearing it today. It has such a stunning undertone. And I also have to mention the 24-hour brow setter. This is such a staple in my opinion. I really love the applicator as well because it is flat on one side, and when I apply this I kind of brush through them and then I use the flat side to press the hairs down, and this trick leaves your brows so stunning, Really love it. It holds all day and it actually makes my brows look fuller, and it looks like I have more texture in here that I actually have. So really love those products from Benefit. When it comes to lashes, I of course have to mention Livi Beauty. If you're not familiar with Livi Beauty, this is my own brand that I started in 2021. So of course I had to mention these lashes because these are the only lashes I wear. So the style I'm wearing today is called Tiffany's, and these are my go-to favorite lashes. I also love the Royale one, and these are also very stunning, 3D, very wispy, but these have a more round shape, and the one that I'm wearing today has the winged shape. And also one of my favorites are the lifestyle ones. These are for those who loves drama, loves a lot of volume, a lot of length, and just want it all. These are like the perfect nighttime lash, and this style has also a winged shape, so they will elongate your eyes. And all of these lashes are reusable up to 25 to 30 times, which is something I really love about these ones. So once you have your favorite pair, you can use it multiple times. So I had to mention my lashes because I love them so much. So we are almost done. I will quick go through all my favorite lip products from 2021. I have 3 liquid lipsticks that I have to share with you that I really love. So the first one is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is in the shade Pure Hollywood. This is like my go-to nude. So I am wearing it today underneath the gloss that I'll share with you in a second, but as you can see, it is a stunning light nude color. It has been a favorite of mine for so many years. So the next shade that I have been loving is one from Dose of Color, and this is in the shade Lazy Daisy. As you can see, it has a little bit more pink than the Pure Hollywood, and it is also a little bit bolder, but it is such a great nude go-to shade. So next up we have Bear With Me, which is also from Dose of Color. Really love this one. It is a little bit more brighter and a little bit more peachy compared to the other one. So every time you see me with a nude lip, I'm wearing either one of these or I'm trying out something new, but these are like my most loved favorites. So for lipsticks, I have 2 that I had to mention because both of these are beautiful. So the first one is from MAC. So this is in the shade Half and Half, and I really love MAC lipsticks because they last very long on the lips, they don't dry out the lips, and they are so pigmented. So as you can see, this is pretty similar to Lazy Daisy, except this has a little bit more brown compared to that one. It is a little bit more pink, but this is such a great go-to nude. And then the last lipstick is from Girl Law, and this is such a beautiful red. Like, this is my favorite red in the entire world. I love it so much. It has a blue undertone. This will not make your teeth look yellow. It is such a stunning, like, bold, fresh berry red. I feel like this is the perfect red lipstick that goes with everything. And then last but not least, we have glosses. So one of my favorite glosses from last year and still up to date are the Jeffree Star The Gloss in the shade Silk Robe. I think this is such a stunning, beautiful gloss. It has a brown nudish undertone, but I still feel like this looks so good on top of any nude liquid lip or lipstick. So I really enjoy the formula of these because they're not sticky, they last very long on the lips, and they feel very comfortable. Then I also had to mention my favorite of all, my Livi Beauty lip gloss in the shade Success. It is such a stunning color, and it just has that perfect amount of nude and pink that I really enjoy in a lip gloss, and I'm so happy with it. So this is such a stunning gloss. It is not sticky, it lasts very long on the lips, which was very important to me when I wanted to design a lip gloss. And look at that pigment, you guys. These can be worn all by themselves. If you love the lip combo I have on today, it is this gloss mixed with a little bit of the Anastasia Pure Hollywood, and I'm also using the Boldly Bare lip pencil from MAC, which is one of my favorite formulas. I love MAC lip liners. They are pretty much the only ones I use except from the Jeffree Star ones. So this video is probably already way too long, so therefore I cut out the lip pencils and all of that because you've seen them in my favorites videos. So I will leave some of my favorites videos down below, so if you want to see more favorite products, definitely be sure to check that out. And the last gloss that I want to mention is from Maybelline, and this is the Lifter Gloss in the shade Reef. And this is also a gloss that I have been loving because it has that fresh pinky peachy tone. And this gloss is also very very pigmented. As you can see, all of these pretty much are, so you can wear all of these by itself. You don't have to have a lipstick underneath, which is something I really love. And especially for me, I have so dry lips when it's winter and fall, so I need to have a gloss on every single day. And I love all of these. I love the formula, I love the pigmentation. And that was everything for my 2021 beauty favorites, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up. And if you want to see a skincare edition of this video, be sure to leave a comment down below. I will be happy to film a best of skincare 2021 as well. Please let me know all your favorites, your must-haves down below, because I'm always on the hunt for new great products to test out and let you guys know my honest opinion on all these new products. I always love to see what's out there and what other people think as well. So be sure to leave a little love in the comments. And without further ado, I love you guys and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.